Today we are going to I'll show you how to draw some cock and balls. Are we rolling? Are we? Right, so let me hide this. What we're going to do today is I'm going to go through how I programmed, I think it was about 12 weeks worth of engine workouts that we did every single Sunday here at HQ. What you're going to do is you're going to start with a 10-minute max, fucking can't I spell, Jesus. 10-minute max calories or distance. Right? Whatever metric you would rather measure, just stick with that. So whether that's 10 minutes max calories, whether that's 10 minutes max distance, and you're going to use that, and that's going to be the data that you're going to use for week one. Coming into week one, what you're going to do is you're going to start with 2 minutes on and 2 minutes off. 2 minutes off. And we're going to do that times 6. Okay, going into week 2, it's going to be the exact same times 7. Week 3, exact same times 8. You get the gist, we're going to go up to 10. Okay? We're going to then rerun that exact same procedure, except this time what we're going to do is you're going to do 2 minutes on, 1 minute off, back down to 6, then 7, then 8, all the way to 10. Now the goals are when you get to the second round of this, okay, so you do 2 minutes on, 2 minutes off, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then when you go back to your 2 minutes on, 1 minute off, your objective is to hold the same cadence, same RPM, same pace, whatever it is that you used, whatever machine that you used, your goal is to maintain that same pace. Now, I'm going to get into a couple of strategies now of what to do or what to think about when you're getting into this, or a couple of tips. So tip number one, in fact, sorry, before I get into that, what you're going to do is you're going to run through from set one, or from week one, all the way through. You're going to do 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2 minutes on, 2 minutes off. Then you're going to go back to 2 minutes on, 1 minute off, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then after you completed all of that, you're then going to redo the 10-minute test, right? So the objective is to increase that score. So we're going to get into some tips now. So tip number one is when you get into your intervals is to underpace. Underpace. What a lot of people do is that they're forgetting they've got fucking 10 to 12 weeks of intervals to get themselves through. So people go way too fast on week one and they're like, there's absolutely no chance I can do another set at that pace. So you actually want to underpace the first week because you've got several weeks that you can continue to increase what you're doing, okay? So tip number one is underpace. Whatever you think you're doing, you want to go a little bit less than that. A good rule of thumb, or a good thing that I like to do, is tip number 2. This kind of leads into tip number 1. I could have just kept that on the whiteboard, fuck it. Tip number 2 is leave a set in the tank. Tip number 2 is you want to leave a set in the tank. So whenever you finish your 6 intervals, you want to finish that 6 interval and think, you know what, if I had to, I could do another one of those with moderate difficulty. Same when you get into your week 7, your week 8, your week 9, or your round 7, round 8, round 9, apologies. You want to do that and complete that at a pace that allows you to leave one in the tank. Kind of think about this in bodybuilding terms where they talk about reps in reserve. You're not going to complete failure. You kind of want to do the same thing here. You don't want to go to complete failure just yet. We want to save that for the 10-minute test. My third tip. And my third tip, tip number 3, stick with it. Stick with it. Far too many people just fucking don't see out a progression. Like many programs that you've started and no finished. He said everyone if I didn't get picked up with the mic. I'm not gonna sit here on my high horse. I'm Not everyone, but most of them. Most fucking programs I start, you end up starting them and then just being like, you get like 4 weeks in and then you patch it. However, the ones that I have stuck out, I have seen tremendous amounts of gains. In fact, you have.
I've stuck your
I made Mark a squat program fucking years ago, and he went for squatting like, I don't know, 85 or whatever the fuck it was you squatted in that, wasn't it? What was it? 120?
I think it was 120 and then
120, 125 is up to 150.
35.
155. You need to bear in mind he also weighs about, I don't know, 67 kilos. So it pays to just stick to the process. Now, there's a couple of conversations I've had with some people where they've seen gains on that 10-minute test, and the reason why we use that 10-minute test sometimes is because it's quite transferable to things like CrossFit. A lot of the time domains for events happen between that 2 to 20-minute window, and a lot of them kind of average out that 7 to 11-minute window sometimes. So getting really, really good in that 10-minute time domain is pretty key. So with that being said, I've had conversations where people have just ran through just the 2-minute progression and then retested their 10-minute. So if you feel like you can't commit to a full block, just do 2 on, 2 off. You want to do it times 6, times 7, times 8, times 9, times 10, and then retest. Retest. Oh no, sorry, that's test. Fuck. This is raw, guys. This is fucking raw. Test. So, that's week 1, that's week 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So in 7 weeks, you can still make insane amounts of progress on your 10-minute test just by doing the 2 on, 2 off. Retest, take a break from it, work on something else, and then you can come back, run it back, and then do the exact same thing, but this time 2 on, 1 off. Or if you want to do what a lot of the members in the classes did, what I did, where we just ran it all the way through for that 12 to 14 weeks, you'll make a lot of progress. So that is some free game on how to improve your engine. I'm going to go into a bonus tip that's just popped into my head just now because people did this in the class and it kind of annoyed me. Final tip, bonus tip. Bonus tip. And that is stick with the same machine. Stick with the same machine. Now that seems pretty straightforward, but a lot of people were chopping and changing machines because they wanted to mix it up, they wanted to change it a little bit. And again, that's part of the issue I have with a lot of variances. It's quite hard to track and monitor and make sure that you're getting better if you're constantly changing what you're doing. So pick a machine, ideally a machine that you're the worst at, and just use that and just stick with it. And the thing is, by the end of this, I guarantee you it'll be something that you enjoy the most. I'm the same with the Echo bike. I used to hate it, and now out of all the machines, it's actually my favourite because I've spent the most time on it. So there you fucking go. Stay tuned. We're gonna have more programming videos coming with gymnastics, with strength training, and we're just gonna keep evolving these. So if there's anything you want to see, just let me know. Peace. Also, here's how to draw a cock. Speed run, flaccid cock. Fat boy. It's a chunky boy.